12 days after she disappeared, they found what was left of her, stuffed inside a garbage can, 10 miles from her house. And the worst part, we knew there was a body in those woods, months before she went missing. We saw it, we stood over it, and we said nothing. I grew up in the 1970s, in a town so small it barely counted as one. One school, a couple of shops, that was it. Being a teenager there should have been unbearable, but we had the woods. 3 miles of thick forest stretched behind my neighbourhood. That's where I spent most of my teenage years with my 2 best friends, Levi Gibson and Connor LeChance. We were 15, Levi lived across the street from me, smart, quiet, the kind of kid teachers trusted. Connor lived on the rougher side of the neighbourhood, loud, reckless, always in trouble. If something stupid or dangerous was about to happen, Connor was behind it, and if Connor was around, we were never bored. It was the first week of summer break. Levi came over and we walked down to Connor's place. He was in the yard messing around with his little brother's scooter. "We're heading into the woods," we told him. He didn't hesitate. Yeah. Now Connor was hard to ignore. Almost black shaggy hair, one blue eye, one brown, scuffy red Converse denim jacket, and yeah, I had a massive crush on him. Levi had brown hair, freckles, and stood a little shorter than me. And me? Red hair, brown eyes, too much energy for a town that small. Most people found me intimidating, and I just hated being bored. We stepped into the woods and picked a random direction. That was our thing. We'd walk until we got lost, then figure out how to get back. Most of the time it meant getting home late, grounded, early bedtimes. Totally worth it. We were following a narrow deer trail none of us recognised when Connor suddenly stopped. He'd found a pile of animal droppings, and because he was Connor, he grabbed a stick and dipped it in, then charged at us. Levi and I bolted. No way we were going near that. I ran one direction, Connor chased Levi the other. After a while it got quiet. Too quiet. I started thinking they'd ditched me. I was furious, so I headed toward where I'd seen them disappear. That's when something shot out of the bushes and grabbed me. I yelped. They hand-covered my mouth. "Shh! Connor!" I was about to yell at him, but then I saw his face. He wasn't joking. "You've got to see this," he whispered. He pulled me through the bush. The deeper we went, the worse the smell became. Rotten, thick, sweet in the worst way. And then I saw Levi. He looked pale, almost green, just staring at the ground. Connor took me past him. There was a ditch, and inside it was a body. Purple-blue, swollen, wrong. The smell hit me full force. I had to pull my sweater over my mouth to keep me from gagging. I stumbled backward toward Levi. Connor just stood there, staring, 5 long seconds. Then he turned to us with a grin. "Cool, right?" Levi shot him a look of pure disgust. "No, it's not cool. We need to go home and call the police." Connor's smile dropped. "What? Why?" "There's a body in the woods, Connor. Someone dumped it here." Connor shook his head. "If we call, they'll think it was us." "Why would they think that?" "Because that's what cops do. Don't be stupid, I'm calling." Connor stepped closer, lowering his voice. "If you bring the police out here, it'll be on the news. Everyone gets questioned. Then they'll lock down the woods. Curfews, patrol cars everywhere. Our whole summer's over." That hit me. We had the entire summer ahead of us. There was no way I was spending it stuck inside. "Connor's right," I said. Levi stared at me. "You can't be serious. Do you really want to lose the whole summer?" Connor smirked. 2 against 1. Levi looked crushed. Finally he muttered, "Fine, but I'm not going near that thing again." Connor let out a whoop, and just like that, he walked home. Listened to Connor talk about how this would be our secret. By the end of the week, Connor had shown almost all our friends. Somehow, no one called the police. We were close back then, like one big family, and like most families, we had our secrets. The body stayed there all summer. At first it felt shocking, then it didn't. I only went back a handful of times. Each visit, it looked worse. On the last week of summer break, we planned one final blowout, a camp out, all of us. There was me, Levi, Connor. Josh Walsh, loud, skinny, never knew when to shut up. Alice Haley, quiet, neat bob haircut, barely spoke unless she had to. Courtney Ree, the only girl I really considered a friend, dark hair, freckles, patient enough to deal with me, and Kenny Stokes, whose backyard we were camping in. Kenny's dad owned the biggest property in town, and more importantly, his yard backed right onto the woods. We promised Kenny's mum we wouldn't go into the forest after dark. We were absolutely planning to, but nature had other ideas. It started pouring, so all 7 of us crammed into Courtney's tent and played cards for hours, inventing ridiculous rules as we went. At one point, Josh suggested strip poker. A shoe flew across the tent. He was warned that if he didn't cut it out, he'd be sent home. He behaved after that. Eventually, Kenny started complaining that we were running out of oxygen. After 10 straight minutes of whining, he unzipped the tent and stuck his head out. "Hey guys, the rain has stopped." That changed everything. Within minutes, we were arguing what to do. Sneak into the school, messing around at the park. Breaking into the school was winning until Connor said it. "Why don't we go see the body?" Silence. Then movement. Shoes on, coat zipped, flashlight grabbed, decision made. Connor and Kenny led the way. Kenny's cheap flashlight barely lit a few feet ahead of us. Not that it mattered. Even after weeks away, I knew exactly how to get there. The path was burned into my memory. As we walked, the mood shifted. At first it was jokes. What would it look like now? How gross would it be? But then the conversation changed. Who was she? Why was she dead? Who killed her? That's when it hit me. This wasn't something creepy in the woods. It was a murdered person, hidden. We'd known about it for months and said nothing. My stomach turned. I pulled Connor back. We should have told someone. He didn't even slow down. "It's too late now," he said. "It's probably just bones, and if we tell the cops now, we're the ones who'll get in trouble." He kept walking, like that settled it, and the rest of us followed. I stayed quiet after Connor brushed me off. We kept walking. Josh was behind us, rambling to Alice about something pointless, until we reached the ditch. Connor and Kenny stood frozen at the edge. Kenny's mouth hung open. "What is it?" I whispered. Connor shushed me, then motioned us closer. I stepped up to the edge and felt my stomach drop. There was something on top of the original body, wrapped in a yellow floral bedsheet, tied tight with a string, fresh. No one spoke. For a few long seconds the only sound was our breathing. Then Connor pulled out a Stanley knife from his pocket and climbed down. Levi immediately protested. Connor silenced him with a look and told Kenny to hold the flashlight steady. The blade sliced through the string. The sheet loosened, slid back, revealing the face of a young girl, her eyes wide open, glazed, empty. Levi turned and gagged. I couldn't look away. Connor suddenly jerked backward, his face drained of colour. He scrambled out of the ditch, Josh helping him up. What is it?" everyone whispered. Connor's voice shook. "It's dry." Silence. It was dry as bone, and that's when it hit me. It had rained less than an hour ago. Everything around us was soaked. The leaves, the dirt, our shoes. But that body? Completely dry, which meant it had been placed there. A noise came across the ditch. We all turned. Kenny aimed the flashlight towards the sound, and then, click. A blinding white light exploded toward us on the other side, so bright we couldn't even see what was holding it. "Run," Connor shouted, grabbing my arm. We bolted. Branches whipped on our faces as we tore through the woods. Behind us, footsteps. Fast. The beam of light swung wildly between trees, then suddenly, darkness. The light went out. Connor was muttering under his breath. "Where is he? Where is he?" I tried to listen for a moment. All I could hear was my pulse. We burst through the tree line into Kenny's backyard and nearly collided with Kenny and Courtney. Levi stumbled in seconds later crying, then Josh. We huddled together, panicked, talking over each other, until Courtney said, "Where's Alice?" Everything stopped. We stared back at the woods. Levi spoke first. "Kenny, get your dad. Connor snapped his head toward him. No, don't. Think. What do you mean, think? Levi shot back. If he calls the cops, they won't believe us. Yes, they will. No, they won't. Connor lowered his voice. We wait 5 minutes, then we decide. For some reason, we waited. 5 minutes turned into 15. Finally, Connor sighed. Fine, go get your dad. But tell him we were playing tag. She ran into the woods, that's it. Kenny's dad was terrifying. 6 feet tall, built like a tank, former Marine. He yanked open the door, furious. It's 2 a.m. Dad, Alice is in the woods. That got his attention. Within minutes he grabbed a flashlight and marched into the trees. 20 minutes later he came back. Fun's over, go home, go get your fathers, bring flashlights. The men searched, the women waited. We were told to stay home. We didn't. I went to Levi's house. Connor was already there. Do you think they'll find her? I asked. She's probably just lost, Connor said. Levi stared out the window. And if he got her? Connor didn't hesitate. Then we stick to the story. Sirens cut through the night. 2 police cars pulled up, then more. By dawn, the woods were swarming with officers. My parents came home around 6. They found a body, my mother said quietly. It doesn't look good. The next day, police questioned all of us. We stuck to Connor's story. They didn't find Alice. Not then. Just like Connor predicted, it made the news. We were banned from the woods. Curfew at 9 p.m. An assembly at the school about stranger danger. 12 days later, they found Alice. Dismembered. Stuffed into a garbage can. 10 miles from her house. I have kids of my own now. I lost touch with almost everyone back then, except Levi. We have a child together. He told me recently that Kenny died from an overdose. We were invited to his funeral, along with the rest of the kids who were there that night. I won't be going. Some secrets are better left buried. That's all for this video. Thank you for staying until the end. Like, subscribe and leave a comment. Every interaction brings us closer. Join me next time when we delve deeper into the archive. The records are waiting.